Act 1 of the Ghost Town album is made up of songs that begin the journey through an imaginary ghost town's old abandoned streets and the memories that live in the broken down buildings. Exploring and questioning the nature and origins of the emotional highs and lows and sense of disconnection from myself that most characterized the time when the album started to properly take shape. Ghost Town is structured to move one step further in the album's narrative time or emotional story with each song. I spent a lot of time obsessing over the songs, thinking for hours about which ones would eventually belong on the album and writing out so many variations on which ways to order them in the track list. There are a lot of pages in my notebooks with these ideas, scribbled over with arrows, song titles crossed out and written over each other, and typed out in the Notes app on my computer to visualize what the titles looked like in different fonts and orders together. In the end, I organized the songs within what I see as 3 acts that focus on similar feeling themes, though I intentionally made sure that all of the songs that made it onto the final album are interconnected in various ways, whether just in the story they're telling or more directly in lyrics, melody, or themes. The songs that belong to Act 1 are Memory Lane, Hollow, Some Feelings, 1819, and The One in the Mirror. Act 1 moves one step further back in the album's narrative time to move towards the time when the songs of Act 2 take place. The story of Act 1 goes something like this. Memory Lane begins the story of the album at something close to the present moment and arrives with the listener at the ghost town, establishing the scene and feeling of the place and how and why one might find their way to that lonely little town. Hollow, a song that lives between the cracks in the old pavement streets, expresses the emotional state of emptiness that characterizes both myself when the album was made and the present state of the ghost town itself. Then, we move into a song that lives in the old abandoned school building, a little further into town, Some Feelings. It starts to lay out more specifically the reasons behind that emotional state and tries to untangle and make sense of them. From there, we cautiously step inside the boarded-up walls of the house that 1819 calls home, in doing so coming to an understanding from a wider perspective the shakiness and instability of that time, identifying the disconnect between expectations and reality, and the difficulty expressing the effect of that disconnect as one of the underlying causes of the emotional distress. After this, we look closer in the dust-covered and slightly cracked mirror inside that house, trying to recognize the one in the mirror. This song illustrates the insecurities lying beneath the surface which are fueling a lot of that present instability, signaling the beginning of the shift into Act 2, which then begins to explore the reasons behind and origins of those insecurities and uncertainties. While there are usually several interpretations tied together in my head for each of the songs on Ghost Town, the primary story behind these first 5 songs is the exploration of what my mental and emotional state had become during my first year of college, and trying to come to some kind of understanding of myself in the midst of that experience. Thanks for watching this video about the stories behind the songs of Ghost Town. Feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more explorations of the world and songs of Ghost Town if you'd like, and comment your thoughts down below. Ghost Town is available on Bandcamp, on Spotify, right here on YouTube, and basically anywhere else you listen to music. Links are in the description.